The massacre of more than 100 people in the Syrian village of Hula has shocked the world. Among the dead are 49 children and 34 women. Hundreds more were injured. This afternoon, the Australian government reacted, expelling 2 Syrian diplomats for what it described as a hideous and brutal crime. Foreign Minister Bob Carr joins me now. Welcome.
Thank you.
Just to be clear on this, these 2 diplomats were the most senior Syrian officials in Australia?
Yeah, no ambassador, but a chargé and another official of the embassy.
So is the embassy being shut down, or will junior staff remain?
No, junior staff will remain. What we've done is likely to be followed by identical action from our friends. I can't make announcements for them, but I think you'll find overnight Australian time, other nations will do what we've done.
Are you expecting that this is not going to be a suspension? They can't come back until you say they can come back?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So why did it take this long to act against Syria? This has been going on for quite some time now. About 10,000 people have died.
The Kofi Annan peace plan was resolved on in April. Kofi Annan acting on behalf of the Arab League and the United Nations, so he's a joint special envoy. He recommended, and it was adopted, a plan that emphasised a cessation of hostilities and political engagement. They're the best ways of summing up the 6 points. Since then, it's become clear that the Assad government will not cease hostilities. It will not give effect to a ceasefire. And I think this terrible massacre has confirmed that.
Don't you think that it just shows that the world is impotent when it comes to Syria, that really no action is going to happen as long as the UN Security Council can't move because 2 of its members aren't going to? Well,
one of the principles that underpins the Security Council, of course, is the veto power. The United Nations was set up at the San Francisco Conference in 1945 with that concession to the great post-war powers who comprised the 5 permanent members on the body. And we face here the difficulties of giving effect to the noble principle of responsibility to protect that has taken form in recent years in the wake of Rwanda and the Balkans. It's a good principle, and it is proving very difficult to apply in circumstances where you've got resistance from a sovereign government with strong military clout.
What do you say to Russia and China, who simply say they express their regret, they're disturbed by these sorts of things, but will not act?
Yeah, I've just spoken to William Hague, the UK Foreign Secretary, who reminded me that Foreign Minister Lavrov of Russia has spoken recently about increasing pressure on all. Now, if that's an indication that Russia is prepared to use its considerable influence with Damascus, then that is a very good thing.
Do you think it will, though? Do you think anything will come of that?
Well, it could be. We live in hope, but getting Damascus to move towards a ceasefire and to engage in political dialogue with its opposition is the one game plan we've got here. The difficulties about military intervention are so considerable, and applying sanctions is worthwhile, but only as a step after enforcing the Kofi Annan 6-point plan.
Now, Kofi Annan is meeting with the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in Damascus overnight. Are you expecting anything at all to come of that?
Too difficult to say. We hope the regime will get the message that the world has run out of patience. It's very difficult, taking into account, however, the ethnic and religious composition of the government that is prepared to relinquish authority. The regime would be afraid that if it winds down the military presence, takes the tanks and the cannon out of built-up areas, as Kofi Annan has been arguing, it will be overcome by popular opposition. That is the resistance.
Bob Carr, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.